to refer it to the collapse of the Soviet system, which is also a historical reality, it's a fact. Obviously, some people draw from it the conclusion that, all right, there is no more problem. Socialism, communism is dead, and capitalism triumphs, and forever and ever we live under this system. Well, unfortunately, with this kind of looking at the problems, is that we are not going to live very long if we follow the imperatives of the system which controls our society, our social metabolism. And that's why I would say, no, socialism is not at all dead. It is there as a challenge for the future. But we must learn from the terrible contradictions of the past, because without that we could only repeat it. Because I'm convinced that the problems will arise again for the future. And if we don't learn from the past, that future is very dark, because the dangers of humanity's self-destruction through capital, through the power of the capital, the logic of capital, the objective imperatives of capital, is such, the irrationality which characterizes the system is such that if we are not careful, if we don't devise an alternative way of controlling all aspects of our life, within very easily foreseeable period of time, we'll be all dead. You know, I quoted more than once the words of great liberal political economist Schumpeter, who was putting the problem of production and destruction in such a way that, yes, under capital there is destruction, but it is productive, it is very positive. Our reality is that so much of what has to be produced, so much of production is today destructive in the direct sense of the word, because to consider what the resources, the wealth we waste, for instance, in militarist production, they are astronomical. In Marxist lifetime, they were little trifle compared to what we are doing. So this is something that has to be radically altered with regard to our perspective of the future. And it won't be easy, because militarist production is also militarist political power. You can have the ideal for capital, in a sense, would be to get out of its contradictions and difficulties by reducing the rate of utilization to zero. Because if it could achieve that, then there would be no limit to the expansion of production. And that is a very naive notion, because the resources are not infinite. Resources are finite. And capital expansion linked to unlimited production has a terrible contradiction, which then brings with it also the military dimension.